Toby, have you ever seen an end to a match like that?
I thought last week's was pretty close, if I'm honest. We had that conversation. I know I'm on record talking about being in the entertainment business, but I wish it was a little bit more straightforward. Look, sport's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing because people get emotionally invested in it, and it provides moments like that. And yeah, it was very stressful, but it's great to get on the right side of it. You know, and we've won a couple of really close arm wrestles and contests, and we get ourselves, you know, in the mix, and that's great. And I'm really pleased for the guys and everyone involved on the performance team that have invested so much into that. Not just that performance, but the series of performances. And we're in European knockout rugby, and that's great to be.
There are about 3 or 4 TMO calls in those last 5 minutes or so. It's probably a good job you weren't given the one in the corner, because in the end you had an easier conversion.
Oh, I wouldn't have made that. I believe in that. I think the Kieran Williams one, if I'm honest, looked the clearest one for me. And it's interesting that the referee's questions, you know, it's difficult, obviously, translation and bits and pieces, but the sort of questions that you normally get, you know, any reason why I can't, or try yes or no, or whatever, there seemed to be a little bit of ambiguity around that. But you know, it doesn't matter, because we've managed to get 1 out of 3, and it was the one that mattered.
In the end, you've come away now with 3 wins out of 4 in the group. What's that mean to you, given that you were drawn against the English and French champions?
Well, I'm sure, and I mean this with the greatest respect to the people I'm talking to, when you saw the draw, there was a sharp intake of breath and went, well, you know, we don't need to get ready for April and May. So from that point of view, it's fantastic to keep on this journey. And for us as a group, you know, this is halfway through sort of my 3rd season, to get the belief and the reinforcement that we're heading in the right direction, and you know, and what you get if you work hard. And you know, some of what we went ugly tonight. You know, we can be much better than what we were tonight. I know that sounds obtuse to say that, but you know, we've played better and lost than that. But you find a way. Good teams find a way. Pre-Europe, before Christmas, we probably weren't finding a way enough. But we've learned and improved, and when we get our team together for long periods of time, then we can do good things and have nights like that, and that's important for us, the supporters, and everyone involved with the Ospreys.
There's a lot of gutsy stuff on the back foot, wasn't there, throughout that match?
Yeah, 100%. And you know, the definition of the advert of a group that cares about each other and what it's doing is how it defends. And you know, this European campaign has been built on aggressive defence for sure, and you know, that's very, very pleasing, because it shows that they're emotionally invested in the Ospreys, in each other, and what we're doing.
Probably have to wait for much of the weekend to learn whether you're home in the next round or not. Will you be glued to the box or the phone or whatever?
No, probably not, if I'm honest. You know, we can't control it. If it's on, you know, I'll put my family hat on and spend some time with them, enjoying tonight, enjoying what it's given us, and get ready for, you know, Zebra next week in the URC with a team that's going to disappear. So we've got different challenges ahead, and we have to deal with what's right in front of us. We'll see what happens over the weekend and what that gets us, and planning will start from a logistical side on that, and we'll enjoy it when we get to it.
And as for the injury front, Derry Lake and Kai Evans, what news of them?
Yeah, Kai's rolled his ankle, and obviously you saw straight after he hobbled around, which is sad for him, because he's been very, very noticeable in the last couple of performances. So hopefully not too bad, but you know, he's a racehorse of a player, and you know, these injuries affect their ability to play the game. So hopefully not too bad. He's in a boot at the moment. We'll know more in the next 48 hours. Derry Lake's a tough boy, so if he leaves the pitch, it's normally not great. Not seen it, not spoke to him. Obviously he's on crutches, as you'd expect. We're just hoping that he's back as soon as possible, especially with his Welsh hat on as well.
Obviously it looked like a knee injury, was it?
Yeah, it was a knee injury. I think got bent backwards, and we've just got to hope that it's, you know, one of those things that, you know, recover quickly from.
Given, as you say, that he's come back from previous injury and has been knocking on the door to be in the Wales 23 at least.
Yeah, he's tough. and he's abrasive, and we play a collision sport, and the attributes he has are cherished by any coach for sure. And the improvements he's made at set piece makes him more pickable. And yeah, he's a young player that's finding his way very well.
And finally, for me, a word about the back row battle. You obviously had 3 leading Wales candidates in there, and Tigers had one as well in Tommy Raffle, who Richard Whittlesworth claimed was the best Welsh player on the pitch. I'm sure you'd like to say a word for your guys as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tommy Raffle affected the game, right? So did Jack Morgan, so did Justin Tipperitt, for sure, So from that point of view, Rhys Davies, probably in different ways around set piece, and he's that sort of player. So, look, everyone put their hand up. I thought it was a fantastic contest, 2 back rows that really well at each other, and those things ebb and flow, and often your back row determines the game. The fact there was a lot of parity in that, and different aspects of their game. Tommy was brilliant on the floor, Jack was very good in the carry, Justin was very good at probably a lot of things, like he always is. Is no doubt a pleasurable situation for Warren Gatland.
Gareth mentioned something in Welsh interview that
you're not asking me to translate.
No, just give me hands.
No, I'm just clarifying.
Yeah.
I don't like to make myself look even stupider than
No.
Sorry, more stupid.
He said that he's felt something special in the camp over the last few weeks. Is that something that you would agree with, and if so, what would it be?
Well, if you could
answer in Welsh, that's a bonus.
You're going to be disappointed on at least one of those fronts. I think that momentum is, everyone talks about winning being a habit, losing being a habit. Momentum's critical in any form of sport, because what momentum gives you is belief and confidence. We've gone back to a few basics in certain areas, and we've got rewards from that. It started actually in this fixture, even though we didn't get the result at home, and then obviously that got cemented in Montpellier, and it's just grown from 2 Welsh derbies and whatever. So they're into it. This group is a special group, and that's why when we can keep it together, it performs like it does. When it gets in and out, it's very difficult and takes time to. There's a lag time in that. So we have to understand that. We're playing a competition where you're not going to have your players available for a third of the time, and that makes it very difficult, especially if you contribute a whole team's worth of players. So we have to work hard at that area of the game, and the learning for me in this season is probably how much deliberate attention we have to put onto that.
Can the Welsh boys going into Welsh camp take anything of this positivity forward as they move on to a different sort of camp altogether?
Why not? Why shouldn't they? They should be feeling very confident about their ability, beating the French champions and the English champions. That nothing cements what you do and gives you confidence in what you're doing than being successful. So that's a good momentum to have. I think the Welsh regions have done better in whatever competition they've been in. So hopefully there's some buoyancy, and you've got a new coach routine, so that's going to bring a different energy. So yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be, it's all of a sudden going to be X, but there's the ingredients there for a lot of positivity, and we like to say the glass is half full and see where it goes.
Thank you. Diolch.
Thank you.
Oh, you still? Sorry, I thought you'd fallen asleep.
The insignificant boy didn't travel.
All right.
It doesn't really matter if you're home or away, because nobody's going to want to play you.
No, I've not really thought that far, to be fair.
I mean, if you look at the last 3 performances, take the last one, even the first time, nobody's going to relish playing you.
Look, I'm not going to give you a quote that someone's going to play back to me 2 months' time and say, look, you said you want to go away. So, look, I think that, as I said, if you get the fundamentals of your game correct, which is, and that we've worked extremely hard over my time here to improve from a set piece point of view. Duncan Jones, Richard Kelly's done a great job in that aspect to give us good platforms. Get our squad players fit, you get a game controlling leader at 10, Owen Williams, Steve Myler, Gareth Anscombe, for example. We can manage the game well, and we've got some potency outside. So we've got a lot of good players, and there's a lot of belief in that. We're hoping, obviously, that they have a positive timing through Six Nations, so they come back still, fully energised and ready to get into this, because it's going to come around pretty quickly when those boys come back.
First Welsh team to win at Welford Road in Europe.
Oh. Well, I didn't know that. Well, it's a nice thing to know.
You can look that up while he's at home.
Yeah.
Into the,
he's just waiting for the kettle to boil.
into the last 16 for the first time in 13 years.
Yeah, no, they said that on BT. So yeah, that's a good thing to celebrate.
You're up there with the Galacticos.
Yeah, I haven't got the Galacticos budget. I know that. That's one thing I do know. If you can sort that out for me, Rob, you can sit right beside me. Every time there's a seat right here for you. No problem.
Have you? How many times have you won there as a coach, or here rather?
I can't answer that accurately because I honestly don't know. My time at London Irish, not many, if at all. I had actually had a good period here with Bath when Leicester were in their transition, between coaches, and we went pretty well here for a time when Bath were going well. Around about sort of 2015, 14, 15, etc. So, yeah, I've had some success, but probably the most important thing is it's in such a meaningful fixture. It was meaningful in the fact that we needed something out of it to qualify. They wanted something out of it for home field advantage. They'd won all three of theirs. So yeah, there was a lot on it tonight. And as the boys described it, it felt like a bit like England versus Wales.